The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, in question period, when I asked the Premier why he thinks that the government's February announcement of 500 new nursing home beds is a fulfillment of the commitment made prior to the election for 2,500 new beds, it seemed that perhaps the Premier was uncertain what I was referring to. But what I'm referring to is contained in the government's own release at the time of that February announcement, which says the 500 beds are in addition to more than 2,000 newer improved beds already in progress, exceeding the government's goal of building 2,500 beds. Mr. Speaker, the Premier's election promise was not to open 500 beds in addition to 2,000 beds that were already in progress in train. It was to open 2,500 new additional beds, and I will table that commitment from the platform. Can the Premier see the difference between what was announced in February and what was committed to during the election?
The Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and happy to revisit the member's issue from yesterday. And I'll assure the member, as I did yesterday, that there's not going to be a single day when I get up in the morning and don't work extremely hard on behalf of Nova Scotians. The commitments that we make to Nova Scotians, we will fulfill them. They're not all fulfilled yet, Mr. Speaker. If something's suggested that we and somehow think, tick, job done, that's not the way we do business, Mr. Speaker. We don't operate from 1 to 6. We operate 24 hours a day on behalf of Nova Scotians. We will continue to work every single day to support Nova Scotians. And I think when the members opposite look at the budget that we've put forward, $13 billion in investments on behalf of Nova Scotians. When the members opposite look at the capital budget we put forward, the largest capital budget, they will know that we are working on behalf of Nova Scotians, and the member will have a chance to opine on whether the
Leader of the New Democratic Party on his first supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, the number 2,500 here is very important because that's the number that is needed to get people from shared accommodation into single accommodation in nursing homes. And we learned so much during the first wave of COVID how shared accommodation is a danger in long-term care from the point of view of the transmission of infection. At least 2,500 new additional beds are needed in order for us to get in Nova Scotia to a model of one resident, one room, one washroom in our long-term care. This is a model that cannot be accomplished with just 500 new beds. So I want to ask the Premier, does he really think that we can get to the goal of one resident, one room, one washroom on the basis of this 500-bed February commitment?
The Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and to the member. Look, there's work to be done. If I gave the impression that I thought the job was done, the job is not done. There's work to be done, and I'm sorry if we've somehow created some confusion with the press release, but I want to clear up that confusion, and I want to assure the member that when we put out our plan for dignity for seniors, a very detailed plan, well in opposition, we just didn't wait and pick away in question period, Mr. Speaker. We actually did the homework. We put that information in our platform. Those are the commitments that I personally signed my name to. Those are the commitments of our government, and I assure you, Mr. Speaker, we will do everything possible to fulfill those commitments.
The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party.
Mr.
On his
Speaker,
final supplementary.
The platform that the government ran on says that we need in long-term care an additional 600 nurses and 1,400 additional CCAs. But the budget provides for the hiring of just 108 nurses and 441 CCAs. So why hasn't the government made the staffing investments that they themselves in the election said were required?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, I don't accept the member's math on that, but I will remind the member that in advance of the budget, in advance of $13 billion worth of investments in Nova Scotia, we made a significant investment in CCAs because we don't wait for the budget, Mr. Speaker. There's work to be done, and we get to work doing it, Mr. Speaker. We won't stop. This team of solutionists is focused on Nova Scotians. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.